I'm very excited about having Dr. Greg in store today. It's my first time meeting him in person. I usually see Dr. Greg over video conference, so it's going to be great to see him in the store so he can endorse the space as clinically up to standard.
I've never met Dr. Greg in person. I've heard so much about him and I'm really looking forward to meeting him today.
It's really refreshing to see a young doctor. He's so passionate about the field, so I'm hoping that Lisa sees some great results today.
Today Dr. Greg is doing a double chin reduction of some kind to Lisa. I'm not really sure of the technical terms, but I know there's some type of acid that goes in her neck. So she's going to have acid all over her face.
Lisa's chin has always made her paranoid, so I think it's really going to be of huge benefit to her. Lisa's getting her double chin dissolved today.
You can't tell me that you don't think Lisa's got a double chin. Look at it.
She thinks she's got a double chin. I don't think she's got a double chin, but you know, whatever makes her happy, I hope he does a really good job and she sees some really good results.
Hi, I'm Dr. Greg Scher. I'm a GP and also a cosmetic physician as well. So I'm originally from New Zealand. I did my medical school in New Zealand. I moved over here to Melbourne about 11 years ago and I worked around emergency departments for a number of years around Australia, and then discovered that I loved general practice, and I went into general practice. And then I realised I loved skin and cosmetics, and so now I'm basically a part-time general practitioner and also a part-time cosmetic physician as well. Yeah. I guess from a young age I've always been interested in medicine and health, and after school it's a tricky time. You're not sure what you want to do, and I felt that medicine was a great opportunity, a great challenge. I work in general practice about 2-3 days a week. And then the other time, so the other 2-3 days a week, I'm doing cosmetics. Thoroughly enjoy it. I really enjoy the aspect of just helping my clients get that rejuvenated, really natural look. That's what I'm after. I don't want the fake, frozen look. I want the more natural, real softening kind of look. When it comes to procedures like anti-wrinkle injections and dermal fillers, I want the patients to feel rejuvenated. I want them to have more self-esteem, to boost their self-esteem, more confidence. And I feel like cosmetics is not just only about treating lines and filling up lips or cheeks. It's about preventative medicine, preventative cosmetic medicine, which means we're preventing the aging process. And not just for women, this is definitely for men as well. A lot of the time there are men who are feminine looking or women who are masculine looking. So cosmetics is about masculinizing and feminizing. I guess in Australia there's a problem, cosmetics is a bit of a taboo area. People don't like saying that they get anti-wrinkle injections or they get fillers. People feel embarrassed about saying it. I don't want people feeling embarrassed. In other parts of the world, in the UK and America, people talk about it all the time, and it's a part of life now. The world has changed. It's not just about making ourselves look prettier or more handsome with less lines or more filler in our cheeks or lips. If that means that we have more self-esteem and more confidence, that means we've got less depression in the world. We've got less people we're giving them more energy, so that means they're going to be doing more things and being out there and feeling better about themselves and having a better life. People say to someone, to a man or a woman, if you look tired, or you look angry, and it's because of those lines. And we want to change that. We want to get rid of that tiredness looking, that angry looking, and so those lines those wrinkles that we're injecting, makes a big difference to what people think of that person in terms of you no longer look angry. You no longer look upset or worried. You want to look fresh and happy and just glowing. I want the patients coming out looking glowing and feeling really good about themselves, and most of the time, nearly all the time they do. Yeah. Today I'm at the House of Wax, the original House of Wax, with the lovely Michael and David, who are fantastic, very professional, fantastic guys to work with, and come down here and get some amazing looking candles and wax treatments. I'm very impressed with the store and with the professionalism and integrity of the place, of the people, of David and Michael. lovely to work with them both. So today we're here at the House of Wax to do the treatment on Lisa. A couple of vials of the double chin injections of the deoxycholic acid, which will shrink those fat cells. Plan is that they basically permanently won't grow back. Normally you need a couple of treatments. Individual results do vary, and there are things to watch out for. There's swelling for about 5 to 7 days. Goes firm the area for about 3 weeks, and then we do the repeat treatment in about 6 to 8 weeks time. So Lisa's got a bit of a pouch there, a bit of a pocket. Again, very common, men and women have it. Nothing to do with weight, it's often a genetic thing. And just about 20 or so injections. I always numb the area first with some local anaesthetic, lignocaine. That makes it nice. They won't, the patient, Lisa, she won't feel anything. And basically do those injections, and then that basically dissolves the fat over time. So I think it will work really well for Lisa. She's got an area there which is definitely treatable, and I think we'll get really, really good results with her.
Dr. Greg's such a lovely person. Having Dr. Greg at the original House of Wax treating Lisa means a lot to me. Usually I see him over video conference, so it was lovely to see him come to the store today to do Lisa's treatment. I think it signifies a huge step in building the cosmetic injectable side of my business. I hope she's really happy with the results. She seems to think she's got a double chin. I think she's beautiful the way she is, but it's always a personal thing for people. So if she wants it fixed, he's got to fix it.
Oh my God.
I knew that you wanted it by the way you were looking. I knew you would be here, and the reason is me.
Hi Lisa, how are you?
Hi, good, how are you?
Good. All right, so you're interested in doing the double chin injections today?
Yes.
Yeah, fantastic. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions firstly. So, in terms of the double chin injections, basically we like to cherry pick our patients. We want that patient who has that nice pocket or pouch just under the chin, and we'll make sure it's not skin, like loose skin. We'll make sure there's no current infection, no thyroid problems, because that's not suitable for those people. We want to make sure it's suitable for you and that you're appropriate for the treatment.
Sure.
Yeah. So basically, the first thing I'm going to do is just pinch the skin here and just have a feel just around, just under the jaw. And you've got some, we don't call it that, we call it submental fullness. All right. So there's basically some soft tissue and just under there, and I think you're a good candidate there. I mean, looking at you side on. You've got that nice little pouch there, which I think will work perfectly for you. So basically, what it is deoxycholic acid, okay? So deoxycholic acid is basically a fat dissolving injection. So what that will do is it will go into the fat cells and it will permanently destroy them. So they won't be there anymore. If you think about it, it's a bit like throwing darts at these balloons. So the balloons are fat cells. So you're throwing these darts, and these darts pop, and they can never blow up again. That's it. Okay. So it doesn't matter if you put on weight. You will not. Area will not get bigger. Okay. The treatment can vary between 2 to 6 treatments. Individual results do vary. What we like to do is usually use about 1 to 2 vials of the deoxycholic acid. That would be the first treatment, and then we wait about 6 to 8 weeks, and then we do the second treatment. Usually after the first treatment, the results, it can be sort of minimal to, sometimes you see a good result, but it's usually after the second treatment that you see a really good result and an improvement. Today, after we inject, you'll get swelling. You'll be like a bullfrog, okay? But that's okay. We've got a scarf, we've got your turtleneck, all right? It's winter, perfect timing. So Listen, the average is about 3 to 5 days, but some people say a week or even a little bit more, they're quite swollen. They'll be very swollen. But no one will know why it's swollen.
Yeah.
They won't know you've had these double chin injections. And then the swelling will go away, okay? Then what will happen is the area will get really firm, really hard, okay, for about 3 weeks. And then after that, it will feel normal. And then basically at about the 6 to 8 week mark, I want you to come back. We'll take some photos again, we'll review it, have a look, and then do the second treatment, okay? And then the same things will happen after that. First thing we're going to do is we're going to mark you up, okay? After we've marked you up, we're going to apply the grid, and then we're going to do some local anaesthetic, and then we'll do things. So first thing, I'll just grab my pencil. Now, so basically, you're now going to feel for what we call the hyoid bone. This is our marker of how low we can go. So, get the cricoid cartilage there. So you're feeling for this hard area, just there, and just the top part of it is where it basically is our limit, our lower limit of injecting. Basically, we've got to sort of do a bit of a pinch test here now. All right, so basically, going to try and feel, where is that submental fullness, that fat underneath the chin. So just going to feel that and go along, and so it stops about there. And this side here, this is the marking grid we use, and as you can see, so this is going to apply this underneath Lisa's chin. So just getting a very superficial plane just underneath the skin, just to numb the area, okay? Alright, so that area should be pretty numb. It's going nice and numb now, so it means when we inject all these dots, you shouldn't feel anything. Okay? You should feel maybe a bit of pressure, sometimes feel a bit burning, but not like sharp pain. How did that feel?
There was a couple of bits that weren't quite as dumb as what I
Oh, really?
wanted.
Okay.
Not your fault, Joe. It was fine.
No,
But
let's do this
it
again.
was kind of good though.
Do it again, you didn't feel anything.
No, I didn't feel anything, not a thing.
So how did it feel, Lisa?
Really good. I didn't feel anything.
Fantastic, yeah.
But like you said, it's like an odd
It's
pressure.
odd
kind of
pressure,
feeling.
yeah. So we'll get you sit up now, okay? And when you sit up, we'll notice that swelling which we're talking about. Very swollen, yeah. Not hugely, you're lucky, it's not, but definitely is swollen, which means it's...
The way you touch me when you walk by, my heart stopped beating. I can't stop thinking and I can't stop seeing
My first experience with filler was actually in my nose. A lot of people find that hard to believe, but when I was younger, I was in an accident and I busted the front of my nose, and as I grew up, my breathing wasn't right. Not long ago, I had gone on the public waiting list to have some nasal surgery. You know, some people are ashamed to say they've had a nose job. Don't be ashamed. I think that if you need the surgery, it's something that you definitely need to do, and you can't let others' opinions stop you. I definitely needed surgery as I had trouble breathing. That was the main issue. Plus, I have suffered from asthma in the past and things like that, so they just wanted to open up my sinus passage. I had my initial surgery, and there was a bone that was left protruding out of my nose. So I had applied for a second surgery to have that fixed. The hospital did admit that there was something wrong, so they had 2 other surgeons try to fix the error. I had applied to have the bump taken out of the nose. The hospital said that they would get 2 surgeons to fix it. When I woke up from my second surgery, the doctor said to me that it looked like a knuckle bone was protruding out of the nose, so he did whatever he could to fix it. Still, it wasn't enough, and you could still see the bone protruding heavily through. I was really conscious of this, so I decided to get it filled as it was my only option. It was way more affordable in comparison to a nose job. The public system refused to touch me anymore, so I would have to go privately, and I would be looking at over $20,000. So I decided to have filler put into my nose at the front to even it out and remove that lump that was on the side. I found that it gave me an increased sense of confidence. I was so impressed with the results as they were immediate. It was from this experience that I decided to introduce dermal filler and anti-wrinkle procedures into my own business so my clients could enjoy these treatments and experience what I experienced, and help people in that way, as I think our faces are very important, and so is taking care of ourselves. And something that was so minor to other people, they said they couldn't see it, but to me it was just such a big deal, so I could not get that out of my system. It cost me $300 in comparison to $20,000 at the time. I feel like it really changed my confidence and rebuilt my self-esteem. From there, I then got my lips filled. To date, I've had my lips treated 5 times. I have 3 mils of dermal filler in my lips in total, and I've had some anti-wrinkle injections to get rid of my frown and my forehead. So that's how I like to maintain my appearance. I find that skincare is important, but it's really what goes under the skin and the lack of muscle movement that I find that I like, as I tend to be quite an expressionate person, and when somebody says something stupid, I tend to pull faces. So it's also a good way for me to sort of get out my poker face and make sure nobody knows what I'm thinking. No?
So just finished treating Lisa. Went really well. She was very happy. She didn't feel a thing because we used some lignocaine cream prior. We also injected lignocaine, the local anaesthetic, into the area before we injected. She had a very good result. She had that swelling, which we want to see. We want to see that swelling. It means it's working. So definitely looks a lot bigger, but it's going to last maybe 5 days or so, give or take. So by season 3 of the original House of Wax, we should see a really good result for Lisa.
I'm so happy Dr. Greg came past today. Lisa was very nervous about her treatment.
I hope Lisa feels really good about herself once the treatments are completed. I think she's got a few more treatments to do before she sees full results, but from what I've seen so far, it looks really good. It's made a big improvement on it, so I'm looking forward to see what the other treatments involve and how she looks after that.
It's great to see a young doctor like Dr. Greg. Usually when you think of a doctor, you sort of picture somebody else. I asked Dr. Greg today if I need any more work, and he said that I'm fine for now and I should stay as I am. So I'm going to take his professional opinion.
Dr. Greg loved the space at the original House of Wax. What's there not to love? Look at it. It was nice to have Dr. Greg come into the original House of Wax today and work out of the space and to endorse it.
Any nurse that injects, a doctor has to say it's okay. So he interviews the patient and just make sure there's no contraindications for why the patient cannot have the treatment. So just checking there's no, patient's not breastfeeding or pregnant, or there's no allergies or anything like that. And then the doctor signs off the prescription. When you're having cosmetic treatment done, you're going to be seeing a doctor or a nurse, sometimes even a dentist as well. At the end of the day, I personally feel that there are a lot of nurses who are much better injectors than doctors, okay? Just because you're a doctor doesn't mean you're a better injector than a nurse. Both of us, and dentists too, we've all studied our anatomy, okay? And when we become cosmetic injectors, we have to do the training. We have to revise our anatomy and make sure that we're safe, because that's the whole point of injecting. We always want to be safe. If we're doing fillers, we want to make sure we're not going to occlude a blood vessel and then potentially cause big complications, because sometimes it happens. Doesn't matter what happens, there's always that risk, and we make sure that patients are aware of those risks. The same goes when we're doing anti-wrinkle injections as well. There's always that complication. For example, when we're doing the frown line or the infrabrow, the brow, there's always that chance you can cause a droopy eyelid, for example. But again, a lot of that is luck. The chance is 1 in 10,000 usually, and it often depends on the skill of the injector. But there's been a lot of nurses who've been injecting for many years, and they're fantastic injectors. I think at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if you're a nurse, a doctor, a dentist. We all have the ability to be good injectors. And a patient, again, shouldn't be concerned they're seeing a nurse rather than a doctor, because the chances are the nurse is just as good, if not better, than the doctor. It depends on how experienced they are, of course. I think also at the end of the day, it's about staying true to yourself and your abilities. You should always not try and be a cowboy or cowgirl, and know your limits. And know what you're experienced at doing. As you get more experienced, you can do the more, I guess, less safe areas. And I think patients should feel confident in their injector, and if they're not, then they should change. But they shouldn't change from a nurse to a doctor just because the injector is a doctor. It's about who they feel comfortable with. Because at the end of the day, it's about the experience, it's about the knowledge, which both doctors and nurses share, and I think there isn't a difference. So at the end of the day, I feel that that patients should go by experience, by their gut feeling, rather than if the injector is a doctor or a nurse.